Yes, Dynamite, the Raptor podcast, will be returning for another season, hopefully with more regularity this year as I try to iron some of those things out. But breakout players for the Toronto Raptors this season. Quite frankly, this segment for other ones, I tend to plan it as breakout and fall off. No one played well enough last year to fall off this year, so we're not going to do that. This is just the breakout portion for the Raptors. At 3, I have Davion Mitchell. He is coming from a situation where he just kind of got forced out a little bit and didn't really have that playing time. I don't think that's going to be an issue with the Raptors, and I think a lot of the things that you liked about him as a prospect coming out of the draft could still be there. So I think A, it was a great pickup for the Raptors to go out and make that move, and B, I think that there is a world where he thrives in this situation and the Raptors actually get a pretty decent player out of this. At 2, this one seems like a bit of a gimme, but it's Grady Dick. He is coming off of a rookie campaign that was inconsistent, but showed a lot of flashes. And if you guys listened to Dynamite, you know that he was a player who I kind of gushed about a little bit. I really enjoyed what he was able to do, not just as a three-point shooter. I was impressed with how little he was actually looking for that. He was one who was looking to create his own shot off of the dribble and really start to try to pressure teams a little bit more. So I think that there is actually a lot to work with when you're trying to mold that offensive game. And I think there is a relatively high ceiling. Like I don't envision Grady Dick ever getting all-star votes or anything like that, but I do think that there is a pretty high ceiling for this kid to be more than just a complimentary bench offensive piece. And at number 1, it is Quickly. I have him as a potential breakout player in the entire NBA this year, but for the Raptors, I think that he has a chance to really thrive in an offensive system that I like, that Darko is running, and with Scotty Barnes, who he does seem like he would fit really well with. That was the big draw when they made that move in the regular season, trading OG Anunoby off to the New York Knicks, bringing in Quickly instead of getting picks or whatever. It's that Quickly is young. He got expensive very quickly. Pardon the pun. But he is someone who is supposed to fit really, really well with Scotty Barnes. And I think having a full training camp and giving Darko a full offseason to try to mastermind how that's going to work, I think that there's going to be some really, really fun nights offensively for Quickly this year. So those are the guys who I think are going to break out for the Toronto Raptors.